welcome to Friday afternoon streaming. So I did a few changes. Hopefully I'm not as glossy, and I've got the lighting under control. I actually went out. You notice I'm not as blurry anymore. I got a new camera. So I did a bunch of research over the past few days. I was trying a bunch with the camera. That's facing me, a bunch of different things with it, and I wasn't able to tweak it in the way that I wanted it to be tweaked. So, did research, went and bought a more expensive camera. So, I now have 4 cameras. So, that means I can actually have a couple of different positions, different views. So I can have a camera show on the actual ironing board, so you can see when I iron, so I can show you how you iron your seams for the quilts. So, super excited about that. I'm only ever going to have 3 cameras up at a time. So if I've got the ironing board one, I'll probably turn off this one. And then that way you can see piecing, things like that. And yeah, so I'll play with it. So I'm excited. So I now have 4 cameras with a 3 camera setup, and yeah, good things. I also played with some of the lighting. I did a couple of other things. You'll notice I've got different things back here on my piecing. For the past 2 days, I've been working on getting together my Catan kits. I'm going to be teaching a Catan English paper piecing class at Gen Con, as well as a basic English paper piecing class. So I've got to get all of the kits together. These kits will be available at our booth as well, at all of the conventions that we do, not just at Gen Con. But if you want to have one-on-one instruction and actually see exactly how it's done, and you want me to show you, then take the class at Gen Con if you're going. So it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm going to work on that a little bit while in between the quilting today, because whenever I stand up and I need to stretch in my back, then I'll probably just come back and do some tracing. So this is going to be the actual piece, and I have it laid out because it tells me what pieces to do. So I've got almost all of the sand for the triangles drawn. So you notice that it's got everything drawn on there. So in the kit, all you have to do, oh, you know what? I'll show you on this one. That's a better view. So in the kit, all you have to do is then cut these out. So the only thing it's going to be missing is scissors. So that's really cool. So I've got that. And then it's hard to see these blocks. But maybe you can, nope, it's hard to see on there too. There you are. So this is the actual piece. So these pieces here is this one right here, here, and here. So, alright, so I've got those. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing some tracing and some kit making while I'm doing that. But the number one thing that today's stream is about is finishing up my quilting. So I'm going to be quilting all of the pieced quilts that I've got. I've got 6 of them. So I'll be working on those today. And then after that's done, like I said, I'm going to be working on tracing all the English paper piecing stuff as well in between them. Something else I discovered that I was playing with today. I've never ever had a quilting table that was clear before. So it's new for me, and I'm not used to being able to see what's underneath. So I have my phone right there, so it's out of the way, but if something pops up, I can glance and look at it while I'm quilting. I also have all of my bobbins. I normally keep to the right, but the other day I kept bumping the camera, and so I really don't want to do that. So there's actually a place right behind this area here. I can just slide them right underneath, and they're not here. They're out of my way. It's fantastic. I love it. So, okay, on to quilting. If you watched Wednesdays, I did not go out and buy new needles. I think these needles I have here will suffice. Oh, that's right. I have more in there. I was looking. I was like, where did I put the extra ones, just in case? But no, I know where they are, so I've got it. And I'm going to see how these work. So these are the Superior brand 9015 top stitch needles. They are not meant for quilting, but I'm making them work because I'm out of quilting needles. So, you know, we got to make things work whenever, you know, when issues happen. I've got my Tension set to 4.2. Length and width don't make a difference whenever you're free motion quilting. I've got my feed dogs dropped. I'm using a dark gray thread in the top. And then I have a light gray thread in the bottom. I do not want to do a dark gray in the bottom as well. I think the light gray is fine, just because I like the way that the light gray looks on the back, because the backing that I use is black Bella Solids. So it's a nice solid to use, and it's fine. So, alright, and we've got our quilting gloves. I talked about quilting gloves on Wednesday, but they are super important for whenever you're quilting. So make sure you wear your gloves. Whenever you're free motion quilting, don't do it with just your regular hands. Please, please, please wear gloves. You have better control, you have better grip. They are fantastic. And whenever you're free motion quilting, make sure you're sitting up, make sure you have a straight back, your arms are at a 90-degree angle, your legs are at a 90-degree angle, and proper posture ensures that you won't have any issues. Now, whenever I'm quilting, I actually go around and I baste around the outer edge. And I talked about this again on Wednesday. It is not because of anything you're supposed to be doing in the quilting. It is solely because I know the way that I screw things up. And my biggest screw up that I do is I have a problem with this back fabric folding over and me sewing it into the back of the quilt. I don't know why I do it. I do it all the time. It's a pain. Yeah. So I've learned if I just go around and do a quick basting stitch all the way around, it solidifies it. And if that back folds in at any point, it's not an issue at all, because I can cut it out and I don't have to worry about pulling all those stitches out. Because that's the thing we want to avoid, is pulling those stitches out. And these stitches, these basting stitches along the edges, they're not going to be seen at all. So they're going to be inside the binding. Oops. So I'm not going to have to worry about that. So if they're not perfect, if they don't look great, whatever. Biggest thing I want to avoid is I don't want to hit that needle, that pin. A few weeks ago I hit a pin and it hurt my machine. I had to go in the shop. I also changed the angle of the camera, so hopefully this shows a little better. You know what? I can't. It still doesn't show it. I keep playing with the area, because if I turn the needle area light off, I don't think you can see it. You can't see it. It's too dark. Yeah, it's too dark. You know what, I'm going to change a couple of adjustments before I actually get started with my quilting. I'm going to see about if I can zoom in a little bit. No, it does the wrong one. Dang it. Alright, so I can't play around with them. I've got a thing because I have 4 different cameras plugged into OBS. For some reason, it only wants to adjust one camera at a time, and it doesn't like me adjusting any of the others. So I have to unplug all the others to adjust this camera. So, yeah. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to keep going. Alright, so... So light on, and you can see better with the light on, or light off. Yeah, let's go light on. I'll work on zooming that in, so you can see it. Especially for tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream, I'm doing, for the first time ever, a 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time stream. So we're doing 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow. And it's going to be a binding stream. So I'll show you how I do my bindings. And then Monday, back to sewing. Alfred, what are you doing? Alfred's down here, and I think he's trying to find any missing cat food that has dropped from the cat. Hi, what do you think you're doing? You're very cute. Okay, so full bobbin, I've basted all the way around, so now for quilting. The biggest thing with the Japanese Wood Spirit quilts is I want to stay away from his eyes. So I don't want to quilt within the white part of his eyes because I don't want it to look weird at all. So that's the only thing. Other than that, I'm just going to do an overall flowy meandering. There we go. Biggest thing with this is making sure that I don't go too fast. And so far, going at this speed, my stitches look really good. I'm very happy with the stitch length, and I'm very happy with the tension. And I've got the tension set fine, so that you cannot see that light gray coming through. You can only see the gray on the top. Okay, and let me check the back. Yeah, the tension in the back looks good as well. So Monday's stream, I'm going to be finally getting to the commission that I took in May for the weighted quilt. So if you want to see how I'm going to make that, that is going to be a Monday 5 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time stream. And it is the first time I'm going to be making one of those, so it'll be a lot of trial and error. Now I do have a plan for how I think I want to do it, but as I get into it, if the plan doesn't work, I gotta think of something else. When free motion quilting, the biggest thing that you want to keep in mind is the pace. So I'm going to stop right here because if you notice my quilt is starting to go crooked. We don't want that to happen. We want it nice and straight. So I want to straighten that out. And because I wanted to fix everything, I stopped where I was and I didn't move it as I stopped. So stop and then take your foot off the pedal. But you always want to have a constant movement. You want to have you want to go constantly. The moment that you have a jerky movement, it's not going to look the same. Unless, of course, that is what you want your quilt to look like. There are some really cool quilting patterns of just jerky movements or geometrical shapes. All sorts of cool things you can do. To have that fabric topped over and get in the way of the camera. Now I am going to avoid his mouth area as well, because the thread that I use is gray, is the dark gray. So if I went over his mouth area, it would look a little weird. Now his whiskers are perfectly fine. Okay, so at this point I've now reached the end, so I'm going to flip it. And what I normally do at this point is I kind of go in halfway and then back out again for my quilting. And then I go along the bottom and then up the other side. The only problem is you have thread and fuzz that sticks to the gloves. Come on, get off. It's a piece of batting that's like stuck to my glove and I can't get it off. There we go. Got it off. And the biggest thing that I have trouble with, how I did that. The biggest thing that I have trouble with whenever I'm free motion quilting is keeping a steady pace. My natural inclination is just to go faster, go faster. And if I do that, it would look weird. It would change my stitch length, because the faster you go, the wider your stitch length is going to be. So the stitch length is the space between each stitch. And the faster you go, the shorter that is. Whenever you're sewing regularly, you can determine your stitch length on your machine. you can actually program exactly how far apart you want those stitches to be. But when you're free motion quilting, you're not moving any, you have control over everything. And because you have that control, your speed is super, super important. Alright, so now I've gone towards the middle and back again. I'm just going to slowly make my way down towards that corner, and then I'm going to turn the quilt again. Okay, so I've got the corner. So first thing I'm going to do is check my bobbin thread. Nope, still good. So I'm going to turn it now. And now I'm along the bottom. So I want to keep working along the bottom. Same speed. I've got to keep reminding myself that. Go at the same exact speed, because I want those stitches to be the same. If you own any of my early quilts for about 5-6 years ago, if you look very, very closely at the stitches, you'll notice it's not even all throughout the quilt. And that's because at that time I didn't understand stitch length. I didn't understand that you had to go the same speed to get the stitches to be exactly the same. I just kind of did it. There's nothing wrong with any of those quilts. They'll still stay together, and it won't show wear for a while. But it's just one of those little details that I didn't have the skill for at that time. One of those things, the more you do something, the better you get at it. I don't expect anyone out there, if you do free motion quilting for the first time, oops, I'm pausing because my quilt is actually stuck right here on the corner. So as I pulled it, I have resistance. So I have to actually loosen it all up again. So I couldn't go any farther until I fixed that. Back to what I was saying, I don't don't believe anyone out there that does free motion quilting for the first time would have nice even stitches. The pattern is going to be exactly what you want. No, it's not going to happen. The biggest thing is to make sandwiches to practice. I still do it whenever I want to do a pattern for the first time. The Quilting quilt behind me on the table is actually a good example of that. If you go back to, look at my YouTube, the quilting day I had, it's about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. I think I said on there that I quilted the Quilting quilt in the description. But if you go back and look at when I quilted that Quilting, you'll see I actually made a quilt sandwich first. Oh, fudge. I ran out of bobbin thread. I was good, but I haven't checked it since then. Alright, so running out of bobbin thread. So, sandwiches. So make sandwiches. And basically all it is just two fabrics. So you have a fabric on top and a fabric on bottom. And you put the batting that you're going to be using in the middle. It's very, very important that you use the batting that you're going to be using on your quilts. Because different battings have different lofts. And loft is the thickness of the batting. And if you do sandwiches with a really, really thick loft, and that's what you get used to. Oh, I put it there. And then you go to quilt your quilt and it has a very short loft, it's pretty flat, then it's going to be different. It's not going to feel the same. And it may throw you off. Oh, should have put my gloves on. Yeah, I didn't change the bobbin. I love dropping bobbins. They are fantastic. Hi, Marley. Are you coming down to join me? That's what I should do, is put another camera facing like right here or like right there, so that when the dogs come visit me, it's like a doggy cam. Okay, so I ran out right there. So I've got to make my way over there. And then I'm going to secure that in there and then keep going. So if you run out of bobbin thread or your thread breaks, make sure that you go back and you run it over with a few stitches to really make sure that it's locked in there. The worst thing is to put all of this time and effort into a quilt, and you spend all this time to quilt it and bind it, and then it starts to unravel. Not a good feeling at all. There we are, that one's done. Alright, where did I put my pins? Oh, I put them over there. Oh. It's important that you take a break in between each quilt. There's a couple of different ways that you can take breaks. I'm actually stretching my legs, putting my foot up while I'm doing this. I took a single lesson from a lady to do the initial, for initial free motion quilting to see, well, how do I do this? What do I do? And she told me, this is now 2017, this is probably 2006. She said that what she does is she puts on a CD. And of course she made like larger bed quilts. And so she put a CD, had the music going, and when the CD stopped, whenever all of the music was finished, she knew that she had to take a break for quilting. So it was about an hour and a half, and then she said she would take about an hour break. She would go do something else, go do something around the house, watch TV, do something that's not quilting for an hour, and then come back and play another CD. So for me, because it doesn't take me that much time to quilt a lap-size quilt, I do it per quilt. So I do the quilt, and I actually do what I'm doing right now is I'm pulling all the pins out, and that stops the hunching, because even though you try to sit up as much as you can, when you hunch over, it hurts your back. And I'm sure I was hunching a little bit. Sometimes you just can't help it. So what this does is now I'm sitting perfectly straight against my chair, stretching my back out while I take the pins out. And after I take the pins out, I'll probably do some tracing just for a few minutes, just to stretch the legs out. So I have 6 of these total to do. And if I run over a little bit, I run over a little bit. So I have 2 Japanese wood spirits, 2 Amazon warriors, and 2 Pokemon. The applique ones that I made the other day. And if I have time at the end, I'll show you again how you trim the edges, how you cut around. Go. And I learned my lesson Wednesday. I'm going to immediately put the top on and set it aside. I did not do that on Wednesday. Okay. I'm going to set that over on my ironing board. And I'll stick it on the end. Alright, so English paper piecing. This is the shape that I made. These are the triangles right here that I'm going to do. So, where are my paper pieces? So here are my half 6-point diamonds. So that's what I have around the edges. So as you can see, you take the half 6-point diamond, and all I did, and I actually made this one myself, I have an acrylic pattern thing from Paper Pieces that I use, and I left it at my Maryland address. So yeah, I didn't have it, and I don't have time to have one shipped to me, so I made one my own. So all I did was make sure I had at least a 1/4 inch, preferably 5/8, all the way around. And I'm just tracing this. So this is the sand, so there's no design, there's no issues, I can just trace. And in my Catan quilts, there's 12 of these. So in the kits, I include 12 of these. And like I said, I'm not going to cut any of these out. I'm going to trace it and let people in my class or people that buy the kits cut it out. There we are. And that's 12. And I'm almost done with these pieces. I think I have like 2 or 3 more to do. Oh, let me stretch my back a little bit more. And then after I do this, I need to have a single, see there's a single sand in the center? I've cut 4 of them from the edges of this. I'm actually making 35 kits. I have 2 classes at Gen Con that I'm teaching. So there's 12 people per class, that's 24 kits. And then I have sorry, I can't think. I have then Gen Con at my table. I also have Con Bravo next weekend that I want the kits to be available for sale if other people want them. So if they don't have the time, or they're at Con Bravo and they're not going to Gen Con, and they are not able to take the class, this way they can still buy the kits and do it on their own time. After I do this set of 12, I think I've stood enough and I'll quilt the next one. Yeah, but like I said, with quilting, it's important that you take breaks. And this is how I take mine. You definitely do not want to push your body too far. The nice thing about tracing these pieces is it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. These are just going to be folded over those papers. Oops, one more. There we go. Okay, let's quilt the next one. Now I'm doing the same quilt. I have 2 of them, so I'm using the same fabrics. So I don't have to worry about changing any threads. And the first thing is the basting stitch. It's funny, normally I dread binding days, which is what tomorrow is. I normally hate doing binding. I do not mind doing binding now. Oh, you can't see in the camera. I moved the camera a little bit. But I've got binding by the roll. It's fantastic. Ever since I discovered that in May, I'm like, my life just got a whole lot easier. Oops, this pin is not closed. My free motion quilting foot keeps getting caught in the safety pins. There we go. Okay. Alright. Let's flatten everything out and get it ready for quilting. I think I'm going to take away that little thing that says I apologize. There you go. I'm going to put that up because that's what I'm quilting. Because unlike in the first few quilting streams, I have gotten a lot better about keeping an eye on chat and follows and subs and everything while I'm quilting. I have a mantra going in my head right now about speed. Slow down. Slow down. Watch your speed. This is the point. That corner just wants to keep on folding up and get in the way of that camera. Nothing I can really do except for try to capture it with my hand and keep going, and eventually it'll lay down. Something pulling somewhere. Okay. All of a sudden I felt a little bit of tension. Like there was something pulling against what I was trying to do. If that happens, do not force it. Stop, figure out what it is, and then and fix it, and continue on. If you've got that tension and you try to force it, you could break your thread, you can mess up your design. That's just not a good idea. Most of the time, it's because part of the quilt has gotten caught someplace, and you just have to straighten it out. turn it so I have the path of least resistance, and I can work on that right hand side. Then after I come down here, before I start to move into the middle again, I'm going to double check my bobbin thread and see how low it is. I do not want a repeat of what happened for the first quilt for any of the others. Nope. Okay, I'm good. I'm good for at least in and out, and then I'll check it again. Okay, let's check that bobbin thread. Ooh, it's getting a little low. It's still good for now, so I think I'm going to work on getting to the corner and then checking it again. No, I'm good. It's close enough to where it's going to run out soon. I always take my gloves off, that way I get a better grip on it. Oops. And I'm just going to pull the rest of the thread off. There we go. I keep forgetting I put it right there. You know what? I kind of like having the bobbins underneath the free motion table. This is quite nice. Okay. Let's finish this one off. starting to turn on me. So I'm trying to turn the quilt back. So I'm putting it straight. Oh, and I just realized I started to pick up the pace a little bit, so I'm going to slow down. I want my stitches to be nice and even. Okay, so I've made it to another corner, so I'm going to flip it and turn it. Sorry, I was just looking at the next one I'm doing to see what color it is. I think the next two that I quilt will be the Amazon Warriors. And I'm going to do her with a light gray instead of the start gray. So I'll use the same bobbins. Moving this slowly also allows me to keep a better eye on those safety pins so I don't accidentally hit them. That would not be good. I do not want to put my machine back into the shop after it just came out. Go. Whew, I'm starting to get a little warm. Okay. Hopefully I'm not glistening. Man, it is hot. That is the one thing I do not like about my house. Is I have no AC and it is hot down here. So it seems like this is one of those rare streams where no one's talking at all in chat. It may pick up. Whenever that happens, normally by the time I stream for an hour and a half or 2 hours, chat happens a little bit. Go. Let me get more pins out. I'll probably switch the picture after I stand and stretch, because those are the next two that I'll quilt. I have tried all sorts of different basting methods for putting the layers together for a quilt. For sandwiching a quilt is the technical term. I just find that pinning is the best way that I like to do it. So there is spray glue, there is applique paper, there is, there's even like a little price gun thing almost to assemble them. And then there's pinning. And I may be missing other ways as well, but I've tried a whole bunch of different ways. And for lap size and larger quilts, I find that pinning, for me, is just the easiest and best method. Don't automatically just try one method. Whenever you sandwich quilts, try a bunch of different methods. Find which one you are comfortable with, because everyone's different. And Japanese Wood Spirit is finished. Just needs binding. And I don't think I held up the other one before. So you can see how the quilting just kind of blends in. So it's hard to see some of those fabrics, some of those thread lines. But if you look closely enough on the cream tan color, you can see it. Alright, so there's that one. Alright, let me stand and stretch, and then I will move on to the Amazon Warriors. So again, stand and stretch between quilts if you are quilting more than one. Okay, so let me do some English paper piecing tracing while I stand a moment. I think this is my last one for the triangles. For the edges. I actually have, this is a stack of 34, so this will make 35, I think. Yep. Yeah, this is the last one. This is 35. So then I just need 35 single pieces, and then I'm done with this fabric, and I can move on to the brick. In the brick, there's only 3 hexagons. And I find activities like this are a good way to stretch in between quilting. So if you buy one of these one of these kits for the Catan English paper piecing at Con Bravo or Gen Con or New York Comic Con or any of the other conventions I do, you know that I personally traced every single one of your pieces. There we go. Alright, that is 35. And we use the scrap for one of the hexagons. So then I have 5 hexagons. And I need 30 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, where is my, oh, there's my fabric. And I am done with this baby. I'm just going to set you right there out of the way because I'm only going to use a hexagon. Alright, I do want to cut one, 2. I think that's enough. I'll set that aside for now. Okay, on to the Amazon Warrior. Now with Amazon Warrior, I'm doing a light gray thread instead of the dark gray, so you can see the differences in the shading. Oh, I grabbed both of them, didn't I? Oh, let me change the picture. Now, as I'm doing the basting, I wasn't in love with this light gray color, so at this point I'm going to look at the thread. You know what? I like it. It's fine. I was thinking I wanted to do a purple, but I didn't want purple in her hair and on the outlines. So I wanted to make sure that I had a good neutral thread that would look good all over. I think the light gray does that. Whoa. I must have loosened the needle. That's my needle laying there. Alright, let's see if I can get this baby back into place without having to do anything. Because really all it did was it came loose and fell down. It didn't hit anything. It didn't do anything. Alright. And luckily it happened during the basting, not the actual quilting. No, it's fine. That's another bad habit I do sometimes, is when I come back through, sometimes I hit this with my glove and I loosen it. Oh, hi, Miss Cornish Miss Saucy. How are you today? And good afternoon, good evening in your part of the world. Yes. See, for me, days of the week don't make any difference, except for on the weekends, I see my husband a little bit more. Because whenever you work for yourself, it's like, yeah, I'm going to work all the time. But Fridays are good days. Oops. So today, I'm finishing up all of my quilting that I didn't get to on Wednesday. So all the pieced quilts. And then behind me, and between each quilt as I stand and stretch, I am doing my English paper piecing kits for the Catan quilt. I like that. I used to work Saturdays until last summer. Yeah, so when you work on Saturdays, Fridays aren't fantastic. Saturdays are good. Alright. Sorry, I'm just stretching. There we go. Okay. Now for quilting. Let me get through there. I have 2 pins. I'm trying to procure a situation. There we go. So just like with the Japanese wood spirit quilts, I need to remind myself to go at a slow pace, at a continual pace, and I'm just doing the overall meander. And just like with the Japanese wood spirit, I'm avoiding her eyes, and I'm avoiding her mouth whenever I do my quilting. So it's just a slow, steady space. Steady, Oh, that's right. It's only a week until your remodel. Nice. See, I bet you are excited on one hand, but then nervous on the other because, yeah, that's going to disrupt your life while that's happening. Why don't you bacon cheese? I had one of those for dinner last night. They are fantastic. Bacon, cheese, lettuce, and tomato. Oh yeah, I love BLTC sandwiches. For lunch today, I just had some watermelon and a protein bar. But we're going out to dinner with friends of ours, so I'm excited. Oops. And my quilt is starting to go into the wonkies. Let me fix that. Oh, I bet that's scary. Yeah, if you're at work while the remodel is happening, see, I would have to be there watching and just being like, okay, how are you doing this? What are you doing over here? But then again, I'm the one in the family with the power tools and understands how to put in trim and crown molding. I know, it's super exciting. I actually have a friend of mine that's in France right now. I think she's leaving tomorrow. Their family went for a trip to Europe, and some of the pictures that I see on her Facebook are just amazing. One of these years, I will make my way over to Europe. And hopefully I can do it as a guest for our con, that way I don't have to pay for it. That'd be nice. Oops. Okay, so I'm stopping right here, and because if you see this corner right here, it's actually caught on it. So I'm going to loosen it up. Yeah, you did say you were going to go and see your brother. That's awesome. That's really, really good. See, that's always good, because then you get your family obligation stuff out of the way, but then you get to go on vacation. Yeah, no, and it's off. That's awesome. See, my brother lives in the same city as my parents. So once a month when I go down there to my parents' house, I see him anyways. Alright, come on, Tony. You have to go at the same pace. Don't speed up at all. Alright, so I'm at the edge, so I want to flip it. work my way down. Just like with the Japanese wood spirits, I'm going to come down. I'm going to go in halfway, down, and back again along the bottom and then up the top. I do the same thing for all of my quilts. It's just easy because then I know where I've gone and where I need to go. Oh, that's cool. I know people that are in the Navy and just, especially the ones in the submarines. I mean, you're in that small, tight space for long periods of time. I couldn't do it. I definitely could not do it. It takes a lot of strength and self-discipline to be in the Navy and be on submarines. I mean, being out on a ship is bad enough for long periods of time, being deployed. But yeah, submarines are... I think I would develop claustrophobia. Oh yeah, that's a great point. Lots of open space after being on those subs for all the years. I could totally see that. See, I wish I lived near the sea. I love the sea. When I lived in Maryland years ago, I used to love just to go to Ocean City and sit and watch the ocean. Dang it! Bobbin thread. Why do I keep doing that? Man, come on, people. I hate it when I do things like that. Come on, Tony. Check your bobbin thread. It's not that hard. Alright, I need to write another sonnet to how much my bobbin thread vexes me. I have my one to my seam ripper. That'll be my Saturday or my Sunday post. Because I try not to do pictures or anything serious on Saturdays and Sundays. I try to do like fun, cute little things. Like memes. So, yeah, I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be another sonnet. So, bobbin thread, oh bobbin thread. Nah, I definitely don't love you. How do you frustrate me? Let me count the ways. Why can I not get this tied? There we go. Alright, I'm just going to turn it right now and get it going. So bobbin thread, oh bobbin thread. How do you frustrate me? Or how thy frustrates me? How does thy frustrate me? Let me count the ways. Now I gotta start thinking of the lines of sonnet and rhyme them. I only want to love and hold. Now, I only let me pull up my other one. Let's see. Where's my post from last Sunday? I'm going to keep it in the same rhythm, in the same verse. Yeah. Quiltony. And go, there we are. Now I'm on my business page. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Do, 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 do. Did that, what, last Sunday or Monday? No, it was the 12th. Come on. There's my Twitch stuff. Oh, there we go. Seam Ripper, Seam Ripper. How does thy frustrate me? Let me count the ways. Bobbin thread or bobbin thread, I mean, not Seam Ripper. So for those that didn't read it, here's what I wrote on Monday. Ode to my Seam Ripper. Seam Ripper, oh Seam Ripper, how do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee the depth and breadth of height I cannot bear when you're out of sight. For the ends of stitching and lace may sometimes not give me grace. Most quiet need by sun and candlelight, you make those mistakes just right. Now obviously 3 of those lines are directly from the original sonnet. I just changed a few of the verses and changed a few of the words. So, bobbin thread, oh bobbin thread. How can you word it just right? How does thy frustrate me? I like that. How does thy frustrate me? Let me count the ways. I love thee to depth and breadth of heights. Sounds like a little plagiarism. Yeah. Like I said, it's just taking the original. It's not really, hey, I said it was the original sonnet. Just changed a few lines and a few words. And I am not claiming 100% credit for it. I said right there in the description when I posted it. And I'm not making any money off of it. Thank you. Alright, bobbin thread, oh bobbin thread. How does thy frustrate me? Let me count the ways. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that one for a while. I don't know if I can do it. I'm going to just write a haiku. Haikus are 575. Do you guys remember? I started speeding up a little bit. See, this is what I get when I get all riled up about bobbin thread. I am definitely doing some thread for my new emotes. So that you can freaking emote me the thread whenever I get frustrated at it. When it breaks or when the bobbin runs out. Ooh. Maybe the thread should have its tongue sticking out at me. For the emote. Yes. evil thread. Yeah, maybe not tongue sticking out, but evil thread. Yes. I like that. And now I'm going to do a sewing machine, needle, and thread. So maybe the sewing machine should be all about love. The thread should be evil. And maybe the needle should be mocking. I don't know. I have a friend of mine that's going to do them all for me. And she's moving on Friday, so I don't think she's going to work on it until next week. So I don't think she's done anything at all with them, so I've got some time to think about them. Yes, I'm going to think about those. Alright, we'll go back so I can see that. Yes, okay. Oh, hot and tired. So last night, Thursday nights, my husband plays ball. So those guys that he plays with on his Thursday team are such bad influences. They're bad. I stayed up late, and they kept buying me more drinks. And I can't not drink them. I mean, I'm just being polite. That's what my husband said on the way home. He goes, you know, you could have just not drank them. I'm like, I gotta be polite. He thought it was funny. So yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. I didn't get restful sleep last night. Let me put it that way. Smoky Mountains over East Tennessee. Oh, that's cool. I love sewing groups. That is so super cool. Yeah, no, and that's what, whenever I started streaming, I have 2 goals for my Twitch stream. Number 1, I want to encourage people to sew and quilt and show. Everyone makes mistakes, including if you do this for a living, and you sew every day, you make mistakes. So it's okay to make mistakes. And the second thing I want to show is a love of quilting, of how to do it, what to do, you know, getting people started. So I want to motivate and I want to inspire, and that's hopefully what comes across. So, and thank you. But yeah, that's cool. I think I was talking with the ladies over at the family center here that I teach classes at, and we're talking about doing a sewing group once a month, where anyone that wants to bring in any projects to work on can come in, just what you're talking about. Like the group that meets on Mondays. I've always wanted to be part of one of those. I think it'd be fun. So that'd be cool, too, to go to the country store and do it. So if I'm ever in that area, I'll have to find it and swing by on a Monday. I love finding all those things. Yeah, and I know Cornish Miss Saucy. How dare they continue to buy me drinks? They think it's funny. Whenever I drink too much, I tend to get louder and talk even more. If you can believe that. And they all think it's funny. Okay, so my Amazon Warrior, the first one is done. I'm going to do the second one, but first I'm going to stretch for a minute, because remember, you must stretch between your quilting. So, if you're quilting more than one, you definitely do not want to sit and do it all day. Stand, stretch, do something else. Oh, I've got to wait for the iron to heat up. So, I wait for the iron to heat up to iron those. Let me do this. So, and this is what I do between my quilting, especially today. I'm going to work on the pieces for the Catan quilt for the kit that I will be selling at conventions. Now, the brick fabric, you need 3 hexagons. There we go. Alright, there's 2, and I'm making 35 kits. 3. So with the kit, the only thing you have to do is have scissors. Two. Yeah, these go by so much faster than those triangles. 4. Can I fit another one in here? Yes, good. Alright, so this is 8 inches wide. I'm going to go ahead and cut an 8-inch strip for the next one, just because I don't want to forget that I cut it 8 inches wide. Oop, I'm going to need some more bricks, probably. Some more brick fabric. Because I do not have much left. Alright, I'm going to do one more. Iron the sand fabric for the singles. And then go back to quilting. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I always, because I'm doing 35 kits, I like to put these in sets of 5 so that I know exactly how many I have. Okay, so that is 5. Alright, let me iron these. It's also another way for me to stretch my legs out. I didn't put the camera on the ironing board today, just because it's just regular ironing. Just getting all the wrinkles out. I'm not doing any seams at all. And I'm not going to have it on there tomorrow because my binding is already pre-made. I do not have to worry about ironing or making any binding, which I am super, super excited about. I like using pre-made binding. It's fantastic. So, Cornish Miss Saucy, what do you think of new camera? Is it better at all? Fantastic. Well, this camera, I asked about it, because it's a brand new camera. I actually went out this morning and bought a new camera. So, because I figured a lot of the lighting issues, the blurry issues, things like that, a lot of it was actually the camera. And I couldn't get the settings the way I wanted. So I've done a whole bunch of research the past few days. And I just bought another one. So now I have 4 cameras. So I'm planning on putting another camera above the ironing board somehow, whether I put the ironing board here, there, wherever, so you can see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. The foot went into the batting. There we go. Especially whenever I'm ironing the seams. Yeah, no, and see, luckily, as you see here, the lighting issues are taken care of because I didn't have to worry about some of that stuff. Because if I fix the lighting, with the old camera, if I fix the lighting for that camera, it would mess up the lighting for this camera. But I think I finally have a layout and a setup that I'm happy with. Yeah, no, and all that's the camera. It's great. So, yeah, I'm super happy with it. If anyone is curious for my camera setup, this camera, that camera, and the third camera are the Logitech. Doesn't say it on the camera, does it? It's the C90, I think is the name of the camera. And the one that I bought this morning is the 920. Oh no, it's 680. So those are the, I think there's a 680s. But yeah, but these are C920 is the new one. So you can actually see how this one looks here in that camera. And that one there is about twice as wide. It's the same height, but it's about twice as wide. Yep. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. Alright, let's check the bobbin thread. It is good. So let's do some quilting. So again, just like I did with the last one, I'm avoiding her eyes. And I said I was avoiding her mouth, but I forgot she doesn't have one. So I'm just avoiding her eyes. That's the only part of this quilt that I'm completely ignoring. I am not quilting through it. I have found if I quilt through faces or eyes or things like that, it gives them expressions, and sometimes it gives them an expression that I didn't mean to give them. accidentally, and I haven't done this for a very long time, but I quilted myself into a corner where I actually went all the way up. So how I fixed this is I went over right along the edge, and I'm just following along my basting stitches to get to a point where I want to be. Insane or evil by thread. Yes. You do not. It was, and I discovered this 2 or 3 years ago when I was quilting. I was doing an Avengers panel, and I went through Thor's face, and it made it look like he had this big weird mustache. And I'm like, that's not what I was trying to do. And sure enough, it took me a long time to sew that quilt. So I just ignore faces now. Alright, so emotes, we're going to have a loving sewing machine. We will have an evil thread and a mocking needle. I like that. Thread vein looking. Not at all. See, but these are all things that you learn from experience too. Like, I didn't even think. I'm like, oh, it's an off-white thread. You're not going to see it. Oh no, you could see it. Alright, let me spin this. Uh-oh. I haven't checked my bobbin thread in a while. Ooh, it's getting low. Okay. Let's take this out. And let's head right for the edge, because it is going to run out soon. I am glad I thought of it before I got too far, and it ran out. Phew, okay. Evil thread. I probably would have been okay for a little bit longer, but if I would have gone as far and as deep as I wanted to with the thread, yeah, no, it would not have lasted. Oh, get in there. There we go. So I've been thinking about doing a dual stream with other Twitch streamers. But I need to figure out how that would work, because obviously it would be a Skype camera that I would do. unless I just do a picture of my computer screen showing their Twitch. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta figure something out. Yeah, see, I know there's a way that I could do it. I'm just trying to think, because a lot of the video game streamers, you know, they play games with other Twitch streamers, and then you can talk about it, and you go and look at their, you know, the people that they do stuff with. Follow new people. There's gotta be a way for us sewers to do it as well. The only thing is if I do a screen capture of them, and they do a screen capture of me, it'd be like a picture within a picture. Maybe that wouldn't work. Maybe the screen capture wouldn't work. Maybe Skype's the way to go, because then I could have a screen capture of just the Skype, which is a single video shot, which would be different. So the Skype shot would be different than any other camera angle on their stream, and then the Skype shot of me would be a different angle than any of the ones on my stream. So you kind of just get the face. And then, of course, have sound on so you can hear them. Getting ideas. I find whenever, especially whenever I'm free motion quilting, whenever I'm sewing, the sound of the sewing machine actually helps me think, and I can generate ideas and thoughts while I'm sewing. It's something very soothing to me. I think that's why I loved quilting so much and I picked up on it so fast, is because it's very, very soothing and relaxing. It's quite nice. There we go. You know, we've got a Discord. We have a Discord for our team, for our sewing team on Twitch. So maybe I'll pop something in Discord and see if anyone wants to do it with me. Do an experiment and figure it out. So tomorrow's stream is binding day. So I'm doing a special early morning 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Standard Time stream where I'm going to be binding all these quilts. And then Monday I am going to be doing the weighted quilt, the weighted blanket quilt. I have an idea for what I want to do. And I have the general idea, but I got to figure it all out. The second day, we think... Oh, that's sad when you break people at work. Well, I mean, unfortunately, there are some things that some people can't handle. I hope you didn't break him. Poor thing. And you know what? And if you broke him, then that just may not be the job for him. Okay, wait. So you broke him and your boss didn't lose their temper or swear all day? Yeah, that may not be the job for him. The new guy, I mean. Whole bunch of thread coming through right here from the back. There we go. Yeah. See, and that's the thing too, is that there's some people that are good at what they do if they can take their time. And there's others that can do it under pressure or at a faster pace. It's, I talked to my husband about this once because, yeah, nice. See, my husband thrives on pressure and stress. Like, if he doesn't have pressure and stress on him, he doesn't work that well. He works at a much better pace and does a much better job when he's under stress, which I think is weird. I'm not that way at all. Oh, let me show you her. This is the second one, so let me show you the finished quilt. Here she is. There we go. Aha! All quilted. She just needs to be cut and bound. Okay, so let's stretch. Thank you. There we go. You know, when you do, when you get to making her, when you get to make one for yourself, I definitely want to see pictures. I love seeing pictures of people that have made quilts with my patterns, because it's just neat. Because I like to see what fabrics they choose, what they do with it, all sorts of things. And this hodgepodge of working on a couple of projects at once, this is what I normally do. I didn't do this originally in my streams, and then I thought about, like, you know what? No, this is how I normally sew at home whenever I'm not streaming. So you know what? Let me sew like this on stream. So you guys can see exactly how I do 50 million projects at once. Yeah, I definitely want to see those pictures. I think that'd be cool. I'm not even counting these right now because I only have 5 and I need 35 of these. So I'm just gonna use the entire strip, go all the way down, and then as I cut them, I'll count them. Now you notice how on the brick ones, I actually had them touching each other to maximize the space. And that was because you have 3 going in each kit. This one only has a single one in each kit. So I have to make sure I leave space between them so that I can trim them. Okay. And remember, I like to do these in 5s because I'm making 35 kits. So 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is 5. Oh, no, you know what? Let's do it over here. 5, 10. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Oh, T sounds so good right now. 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay, there's 15. And there's 4 here. So I have 19. So I need to make 16 more. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish tracing. I said 16 more, right? Yeah, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 'Seriously, the cat hisses at her own tail. I don't know why her own tail frustrates her. I don't even have to look anymore. Like, if she hisses, I know it's because she's hissing at her own tail. Like, she wakes up and she says, "What is this thing in my face?" Oh no. She's hissing at Marley. Oh no, Marley's just trying to get attention. Really? I stopped counting. I was too busy talking. But I know I'm not going to get 16 out of a strip. So I will count it when I am done. Okay, so I had 4, 5, and cut that little end off. 5, so there's 20. 25. Oh, I need 2 more. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33. Okay, so I did 3 inches? Yep, 3 inches. I think I bumped that camera. If I did, I apologize. Alright, so 2 more. Here we are. And this can go back in here. And now this one is done. So I'm done with the sand. I'm going to put you right there. I'll cut these apart, and then I will go back to quilting. Marley, don't dig at my bag. 5. Okay, let me stack all these up now since I have an accurate count. I don't need them staggered anymore, and I can put them right there. Fantastic. Make sure nothing's folded. Nope. Okay. Whenever you left for tea, I'm like, ooh, tea sounds nice. I don't have anyone at home that can bring me tea. Okay, let me switch this now to the Pokemon. Although this one's a little bit different than that one. I did, obviously the Pokeball is different, and the border's different. Oh, I don't want to put these on yet because I am changing my thread. So I am decided to do a light blue thread that's going to blend in because the only... Oh, if there's anyone home that could bring me tea, yeah, there's not. So I decided for this one I'm doing a light blue thread. That'll actually blend in quite nicely. I'm not going to go over any of the applique, so I'm not going to go over the lettering or the Pokeball. So the light blue will just be in the background and then in the border for the white characters. And I'm going to use a white bobbin thread. So you actually get the hint of white in the background with the blue. I think that'll look nice. And I'll, like I said, whenever I do my basting stitches around the borders, I can check it just to make sure that I like it. Alright, let's put that white in there. I need to teach George how to make good tea. It's funny, you can always tell. Oh, you know, I just realized I didn't put Wednesday's stream up on YouTube yet. I needed to do that. You can always tell whenever there's no one home, if there's no background noise. Like my husband's not upstairs watching Twitch. George's not running around doing stuff. It's nice and quiet. Oh yeah, I like that blue and with the white. That's cool. So I have my tension set in a way to where you can see the hint of the white underneath coming through. Let's check the back. I think you can't see any of the blue. Nope, you can't see any of the blue in the back. Nice. Yeah, I've got the top tension just a bit tighter than the bottom. To the edge. That one's fine. That one's fine. I don't know why those two pins are so close. No, don't hit the pin. Come on, Tony. You can do it. Don't hit the pin. Don't hit the pin. Don't want my machine going back in the shop. I need to keep remembering not to put the pins so close to the edges now that I have a bigger quilting foot. See, this quilting foot is bigger around than the one I'm used to. That's a much smaller surface area. There we are. Okay. Alright, same thing. Now in this case, I am avoiding all applique. I can run through the faces because it's a light blue, it'll blend in, it's perfectly fine. Although I'm going to try not to run directly through their face in the border. But for the most part, I'm ignoring it and just trying to go through the quilt itself without going through applique. If you can help it, you do not want to quilt through applique because of all of those extra layers. Oh, I love this blue. Oh, I like this so much. See, I'm avoiding the faces of the Pokemon when I can. If I accidentally go through it, it's not going to be a big deal. Not like if I would have gone through the eyes of Amazon Warrior. Let me go down a little bit more. Now I don't want to go right up against these letters because I want to leave myself some room. As I quilt over here a little bit more, I'm going to be quilting around these letters, so giving myself room here is going to give me an out if I need one. Oops. Alright, what happened there is my foot slipped and I had a stitch this long. So you don't want stitches that long, so that's why I went back and restitched over it and then back again. accidents happen, just cover it up. Now this batting that I use, I can do this big space here and not have a problem with not quilting the Pokeball. I made sure of it. But I still want to go as close to the Pokeball as I can. Just to make sure I've got it good. And it's not going to pucker. Stay down. Stop blocking the camera. Okay, so I'm far enough ahead. I'm going to turn it. And finish along the edge. And you notice I'm going a little faster on this one than I was doing on the Amazon Warrior or the Japanese Wood Spirit, because I want my stitch length to be a little bit longer. So I'm going a little bit faster. But the key is to be consistent. So if I'm going this faster speed, I want to go this faster speed for the entire quilt. check my bobbin thread. Oh, I'm good. This faster speed is not eating up the bobbin thread as much as it did with the last two designs. That's another thing too. The slower you go, the more bobbin thread you're going to use. So if you go slow and have small stitches on your quilting, be expected to change your bobbin thread more often. Okay, let me turn it. So I may not change the bobbin thread as often for these because I'm going at a little bit faster pace, so my stitch length is a little bit longer. So I'm not using up as much. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I really like that light blue thread, how it pops in the borders, but it blends into the actual quilt. Oh my gosh, Marley. Seriously, Marley. Hi, are you proud of aren't you proud of yourself? Do you, okay. Come here. Come on. You want to come up here? Come on. Come on up. Okay, ready? Oh, and I've got it. Are you proud of yourself? Who else is down? Alfred, are you down here too? Are you down here too? I know. Oh, Marty's such a good boy. I know. Puppy alert! Alright, come here. Oh, I bet you guys are down here spending time with me because it's so hot and this is the only cool place in the house. Oh, thank you. I got kisses. I got puppy kisses. You guys love each other, don't you? Oh, let me scooch over so you can get puppies in camera. Say hi. I know. You guys are very cute. Alright. Oh, thank you. I got kisses. I know. Thank you. Marley doesn't give kisses yet. He'll kiss my arm, he doesn't give face kisses yet. I know. I know. You're very cute. You're very cute. And you guys know I'm going to have to clear all this hair off of me before I can continue quilting. But having a puppy break is nice. Yes. It is. I love you. Oh, you just wanted to see what I was doing. Oh, I know. I know. You're so happy. Marley is obsessed with Alfred. Like, he loves Alfred. He gives him kisses all the time. No, honey, you can't go over there. Yeah, he is. He's getting better. He's getting a lot better. He's still having episodes in the evenings where he's afraid of everything and he hides. But it's, as you can tell, last time I put him on my lap, I think he had the, oh my God, you're going to kill me in my sleep. Look, I knew. We've nicknamed him Smiley. My sister-in-law started calling him Smiley just because he's got a good smile on him. And when he's happy, he's got a good smile. I know. Thank you. Lots of kisses. Thank you. Alright, you guys want to get down? Alright, tell you what. We'll get down, and because you're so cute and you spend time with me, I'll give you each a Benny bone. No, not a Benny bone. Oh, what can I give you? Oh. Let's give you a greenie. Oh, Marley's getting excited. There you go. There you go. Oh, dropped his. There you are. All right, where is my... Oh, there it is. Is it sticky enough? Nope. All dog hair off, because I don't want any chance of dog hair getting in the quilts. I have to do this before I start streaming too. Here we are. Oh, and they're both happily eating their greenies. Yeah, this is like the only cool place in the house. But yeah, Marley's getting better. He is, he's making progress, which is good. So in rescue dogs, when they make, as long as there is some kind of progress, I'm happy. No, he is, he seems a lot happier. He's letting Mike pet him and play with him and love him. But still, evenings are tough for him. It's, I think I've mentioned before, I had a lady watch him and Soleil when we went to Florida. And whenever when we got back and I got him back from her, she said, he's almost like an autistic child, where, you know, happy, you go, and then all of a sudden there's too much input, there's too much going on, and you need to be by yourself and quiet. And that's what it seems like with him, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good comparison. So he is getting better though. So we try to take the dogs to ball. The place that my husband plays softball at lets you bring your dogs as long as they're, you know, good dogs. They listen and they don't bite and they're not a nuisance. So we brought Soleil there for years and years and years. She loves it. She loves ball. It was a great place to take Alfred, and it's actually, since we started taking him, it's starting to really help with his socialization skills. He lets people love him and pet him. Really, really good for him. So we thought, okay, let's do the same thing for Marley. So Marley, for some reason, when we would get to ball, he would sit and stare at the fences and bark and bark and bark. Just bark at the fences. And we couldn't figure out why he was barking so much. Yeah, time, love, and patience. You're absolutely right. So he would sit and bark at the fence, and we couldn't figure out why he was barking so freaking much. Like, it just could not compute with us what was going on here. So, and he doesn't bark at home. He only barks at the cat. That's it. He's not a barky dog. So it finally dawned on me, I think the 4th or 5th time we took him, that and he actually would lunge for people. Like, he wouldn't bite them or anything, but he would, like, as people would go by, he would lunge for them. And that's not like him. He's a very friendly, nice dog. Well, and then finally it dawned on me that it was the fences themselves that were bothering him and making him a little aggressive. And I remembered the rescue said that he was in an Amish puppy mill breeder dog for a few years. So he was probably kept in a wire cage outside for many years. So those fences may remind him of those wire cages. So anywhere else we take him, he's perfectly fine. It's just the fences at the ballpark. So he doesn't go to ball anymore. We take Alfred and Soleil, or we just take one of the two of them. Whenever we take Alfred and Soleil with us to ball and we leave Marley at home, we give him a peanut butter Kong to sit and chew and lick and enjoy. He loves them. Mike keeps saying, can we get another animal? Can we get this? Can we get this? Can we get this? I'm like, no. No. We have 3 dogs and a cat. That is plenty. That is enough. No more. Did you finish your greenie? You're such a good boy, Marley. I know, you're a very good boy. I don't have anything else. These are pins. These are not treats for you. He's standing up and looking very cute, wanting me to give him a pin. No, baby. I gave you a TRAT earlier, and you just got a greenie, so you don't get anything else. I know, I keep all the good stuff down here. Licking his lips. Plus, you have dinner in 37 minutes is dinner time. Don't you dare go over and take Alfred's. He won't be very happy with you. I just think it's funny how much he loves Alfred. Like, he just worships Alfred. He wants to constantly kiss him and love him and play with him. Alright, oh, I forgot a few pins over here. So I'm thinking I'm not going to do the paper piecing. I'm just going to go right on and quilt the last one. Because that one didn't take me too long. My back's not sore at all. I didn't have to stretch it, didn't have to move it. So I'm just going to go ahead and quilt the next one. And then I'm going to move all of my paper piecing things out of the way, because I'm going to trim the quilt. Oh. Hi. You're very cute. I'm not going to pet you because I don't want to have to clean all the hair off of me again. I know. Here. Come here, baby. No, I was going to try to move the camera in a way that you could see them. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a doggy cam. No. I'll do doggy cam in the tomorrow stream, if I can. You're very cute. I love you. And the cat's... Oh, the cat's sitting there staring at me. Oh, animals. I know, you guys are very cute. I so just want to do a puppy cam. I don't have one all set up, though. No, you know what? Alright, I can't... Ooh. Yes. Yes for puppy cam. Okay. Don't do this at home. Alright, how is that? Oh, too far. Can you see? There's the bottom. Oh yeah, you can see Marley. He's upside down though. Come here, Marley. Right here. Sit. We're still learning this. Sit. Look at me. And then, oh yeah, you can see Alfred's little bum over there as he's eating his thing. All right. Ready? Sit. No. Oh. Yeah, I know. You want to stand? Ready? Stand. Good boy. Good boy. You're so cute. You're so cute. All right, let's see. Oh, I can't change. Oh, no, that is the one. No, it wants me to do the other one. Let's see if I can change this. Trying to do... Oh, wait, hi, Angel J. Configure video. There we go. Aha! Figured it out. Alright, come here, baby. Right here. Look at me. Sit. Sit. Now he's not upside down anymore. Are you a good boy? Are you well? Oh, Alfred finished his bone. Come here, baby. I know you're very cute. Hi. Oh, 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 baby. Marley fell on him. Hi. I know. Oh, I know, baby. Oh, there's a wire over there. I know. It's okay. Marley, you're too cute. Come here. I know. I know. You see, this is why we call him Smiley. I know. And yeah, now I gotta clean all the hair off of me before I quilt this. You're such a good boy. See? I gotta give you guys what you want, right? I know, you're so cute. Mwah. Look. Say hi to camera. Say hi. Hi. Mwah. All right. Oh, yeah, I know. Come here. Right here. I know. I see you a good boy. I see you a good boy. Yeah, I like how people pop in now that I can play with the dogs. Now they're trying to play with each other. They're being cute. Okay. Hey, so now for the rest of the stream, you can see my back and how I position it and keep it nice and straight for quilting. Yeah, so I'm going to have to try to get a dog or cat cam. Now that I have 4 cameras, I can play with things whenever you don't have to see what's going on right here. May not be able to do one tomorrow because binding, I want to make sure that you see what's going on here and there. That's super important. Maybe for piecing. Whenever I'm not at the ironing board, I can have it on the dogs or the cat. Okay. Oh yeah, you get to see my lovely mess down here that I normally hide from the camera. My room is a mess. It is a mess, mess, mess. Alright, so this is the last one I'm quilting of the day. And then I'll fix that camera again. And trim them. And trim the quilts until 4. I got lucky there. So I sewed over the safety pin. Luckily these are basting stitches. So I can just trim this and it's not a problem. Oh, that scared me. I almost hit that safety pin and damaged my machine again. See, running over regular pins is fine. But if as I learned, when I hit the safety pins, I could bend something in the machine. I was surprised it actually cut right through the safety pin last time I did it. What are they doing? Oh, they're playing. Alfred! Marley! Come play over here. Come here. Right here. Come right here. Come right here. Why don't you play? Come, Marley. Alfred. Alfred. Alfred, come here. Come here, guys. Alfred. Marley, let him come over here. Marley. Come here. Come here, guys. Alfred. Alfred, come here. Come here. Come right here. No, over here. Don't go on the other side of me. Hi. Go over here. Go play over there where the camera can see you. don't knock that camera over. Yeah, that's like, come on, guys. You're being cute. I got a puppy cam. Come here. Right here. Come here. Come here, Alfred. I know. I think Marley wants to play, but Alfred doesn't want to. I know. You're very cute. I love you. I know. Here, tell you what. I have a way that we can have a puppy cam, and you can keep away from Marley. Because I know he wants to play, and you don't. There. Are you happy? A little higher. There we go. Here we are. Now you're sitting right here behind me, and you're still good. There we go. Now we get the puppy. Oh, he's getting all comfy. All right, let's fix that camera to flip it again. Let's go properties. And I'm going to flip it. There we go. Oh, I know, you're such a good boy. I will give you another treat because you're being so good. There we are. I know, kisses. Thank you. There we go. Now you get the puppy cam. Yes, you guys are going to get another treat. All right, come here. Look up at the camera. Come here. I know, see? You're a good boy. There you are, Marley. Okay. Hopefully this is the last time I have to take off dog hair. And I can finish quilting this. Alright, back to quilting. Now that we have our break, our doggy break. See, the only thing with the cat is that the cat tree is all the way over there. So I wouldn't be able to adjust the camera midstream if I put one over there. No, don't hit the pin! Okay. I like this because I can glance at the computer and see how the dog is behind me. You're not going to eat your dinner, are you, Alfred? There we are. Yeah, so in the description of this video on YouTube, I can say that Alfred and Marley made guest appearances. You're look at him. You're very cute. I love you. I think he wants me to give him a towel or a blanket so he can hide under it. He likes to, he's like a chihuahua like that, and then he likes to burrow. Marley doesn't know what to do. He says, "Where's Alfred?" I knew that Alfred was done playing when his head was all wet. Okay, so from now on in the streams, I will try to have a puppy or kitty cam. Because they are just so darn cute. See, I try to give you guys what you want. Speaking of, I am getting my Switch schedule together for, not next week, I've got that together, but the one in 2 weeks. Is there any technique, quilts, anything that you guys have been looking for from me that you want to see? You are welcome. See, if you ask for puppy or kitty cam, I try to deliver. I try to give it to you. You gotta give the people what they want. Ah. Why do I do this to myself? Seriously, why do I do... Yeah, you know what happened. Seriously, Tony, come on. I didn't even look at it this time. Yes, I know. I know. Seriously, what am I doing to myself? Okay, so tomorrow's binding stream, we are not going to have any more of these freaking bobbin issues. At least my nails aren't like super long so that I can tie these knots. And again, I don't know if I've mentioned it this stream or not. What I do when I run out of bobbin thread or my top thread breaks, I take the end and I tie it in a knot, and then I go back through and I secure it in. You don't have to tie it in a knot. I'm just very obsessed with making sure that my threads do not come out at all. So as long as you go back through and do a couple of stitches over top of it and really kind of nail it in there, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do what I do. But I get a little obsessive about things, and making sure that my thread doesn't come loose in the quilt is one of the things I'm super obsessed with. I want my quilts to last years and years and years and years. Okay, so it ran out right here. So I'm going to go over and take care of that now before I start going through and quilting any of the letters. So what I just did there is the only thing you really have to do. You don't have to tie it into a knot. But again, I get a little obsessive. Alright, same thing with the last Pokemon quilt. I'm not quilting over any of the applique, so I'm not quilting over letters, and I'm not quilting over the Pokeball itself. So I'm going between letters, and going as near to that Pokeball as I can without touching it. down. You're too cute. I think he likes sitting up there. Alright, let's turn it. Oh, he's barking at the cat again. Marley, the cat can't hear you. Okay, so for tomorrow's puppy cat cam, I'll probably do a cat cam. So I can't guarantee the dogs will stay down here. Would you like me to put it alternating with the machine or alternating with the mat, with the table? So like when I'm on the machine, I'll have the puppy cat cam on, or when I'm at the mat, have the puppy cat cam on. And please don't do what I'm doing now, where I'm running the machine and looking away from the machine to look at the camera, or to look at other places. Do as I say and not as I do, and never sew without actually looking at your hands. I heard something. That's what I thought. There's something caught underneath. A piece of the thread's caught under there. You see how I'm doing this and I can't move it? There we go, that's a little better. Okay, so I can't move this at all. There's a knot. And this happens. Yeah, well, it's not really a crunch, it's more like a popping noise. And what's happened is there's a knot right here that I can see. Something happened underneath that caused something to get caught. So if I were to force this, it would break the thread. I don't want to break the thread. So here's how we do it. I'm going to put my needle back down, and if this happens, this solution works 60% of the time. It's better than just breaking the thread. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start sewing, and I'm going to force it forward, which is going to cause the thread to break underneath. But if I continue to sew and then back it up, what will probably happen 60% of the time is that it'll break but then immediately catch again and then lock it in so nothing happens. So let's see if this works. Ready? And it worked. So here is the underneath. Here's what it looks like. So you can see it's a little bit of a mess underneath, and you can actually see where it caught. Let me turn that light back on again. So you can see that a little bit, yeah. So you can see here, I've got a big thread right there. And, oh, and there it is. And there's my broken thread. It's just kind of hanging out there. It's this piece right there that's just kind of waving in the breeze. So I'm going to trim that baby up a little bit. And I've already locked it in. So I don't have to worry about going back through and taking care of it. But I am going to come back around again just to give it a little bit more and then on. Now, and that's a spot where I can definitely see that something's kind of happened there. But unless I point that out to someone and show them that, hey, look at this problem spot, no one's going to notice. And it's a better way to save it and fix. Again, these things happen to everyone. So that's a way that I get through it, and it's going to catch. As long as it doesn't nest and bunch and do that every single time, it's going to catch on there every now and then. I'm surprised, this being the 6th quilt I've done today, that it hasn't happened before now. It normally happens like every 4 or 5 quilts for me. And let's turn this again. And luckily, I was able, normally whenever that happens, I just automatically try that trick immediately. Luckily, I recognized as soon as it happened and I stopped, so I could show you guys what was going on, so I could show you how to fix it. That makes me happy. Because remember, again, I am all about efficiency and saving time. And thread catches and breaks like that, that's the best way to save your time and be efficient. I'm super proud of myself. I got through both of those quilts and I didn't quilt through a single Pokemon face. Oh, he's sleeping. Oh, nope, not anymore. I talked to him, woke him up. Hi. Oh, you have a thread on your nose. There you go. See, that's what happens whenever you sit on my cutting table. Alright, and that is everything that I have to quilt for today. I still have 4 t-shirt quilts. I have actually 2 more to be pinned, so I'll have 6 t-shirt quilts total. Next time I do a quilting day, I will work on those. I think I'm going to do another quilting day before I head to Gen Con. And then that's all I've got pinned so far. I've got a pinning day scheduled in 2 weeks. So I'll probably do a quilting day right after that. I'm also going to, I've got permission from the Family Center. I am going to be doing a pinning day from the Family Center live. So they gave me permission to set the camera up and do an IRL stream, kind of like I've been doing for convention setups, directly from them. So I'm super excited about that. So that'll happen in 2 weeks. So you can see as I pin everything. And I want to do one last thing before I call it a stream, and I'm going to have to move you, baby boy. I know, you want me to rub your belly. I'll do that after I do this. I'm going to trim one of these quilts and get it ready for binding for tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and talk about it first. There are 2 methods for trimming the edges. You notice I do have all of my batting. I have there we go. So I do have an edge. So whenever I cut it after pinning it, I leave a little bit of the backing and the batting, and it gives me a starting and an end point, so I don't have to have these starting points within my quilt. I can start from the edges. So 2 ways to then trim it to get it ready for binding. Way number 1 is measure all the sides and use a rotary cutter to make sure that it's cut perfectly. And then you want to cut it so that your left and right at the top and left and right on the bottom are the same, and your top and bottom are the same for the left and the so everything's the same. So if you measure the top and the bottom and the left and right, it's all going to be equal. So like the left and right, left is going to be the same measurement as the right, and the top's the same measurement as the bottom. I don't do that. It takes way too much time. I do the second method, which is I don't care if it's the same. I'm not entering these into competitions. I'm not having them be judged. These are for people to use as throw blankets for their house or for baby quilts. They're going to be used and abused and thrown around. So it does not matter. Hi. I said I would rub the belly. You want the belly rubs? Oh yeah, some belly rubs. Oh yeah, such a good boy. So for me, it does not matter if they're all even. So I'm just going to take my scissors and trim it. I know, such a good boy. Thank you. You're such a good boy. Mwah. You are. Okay. I'm not going to move him. He's too cute. So I'm just do it right here. Alright, I'm going to move this though, because I dropped that Wednesday and I don't want to drop it again. So all I do is start on one corner and trim the edge. This is the fast, easy way of doing it. And if you own one of my quilts, feel free to measure it. It's not even, because all I'm doing is trimming right along, and I'm just cutting off a little tiny bit of the fabric and all of the batting and the backing. And then I will do this for all the remaining quilts that I have. So they'll be ready to go for binding tomorrow. Now, for my binding, I am not going to be using this machine. I try to use this machine only for quilting and for applique. I will be using my regular CS6000Is that I use for my classroom machines and for all my piecing. So I'll be doing the binding on that one. So after I finish streaming today, I will be putting her away. You know, I haven't named my machines at all. There's lots of people that name their machines, just like they name their cars. I'm not a namer. My cars don't have names. My machines don't have names. I gender identify them sometimes, but that's about it. Alright, and before I stop streaming, anything at all you guys want to see in the next few weeks? Other than puppy and kitty cams? Make sure that I make time for it. I'm doing the weighted blanket quilt on Monday. I'm going to teach exactly how to put zippers in pillows next week also. I'm doing 2 throw pillows. One with a cat on it, one with a fishbone on it. So then I'll show you how to put zippers in. Pokemon quilt. Oh. It would help if I had it correct. There you go. All done. Ready for binding. I think I showed you Totoro. Maybe not. Which one? The pillows or the weighted blanket quilt? Yeah, so I'm doing that Monday. So that one's going to be... What time did I say I was doing that? Monday, 5 to 8. I have a commission for one. All I'm going to do is a panel. So I'm taking the Kylo Ren panel that I have and turning it into a weighted blanket quilt. So I'm not going to design something special just for that. So it's just the panel. So it's for a commission. So I will be doing that one on Monday. And then I think Wednesday... Oh, Wednesday I said I'm doing quilt kits and dice bags. That is only if I do not get everything finished. You are too cute. You're too... Okay. Okay. I'll do... He likes his chest rubbed. I only do quilt kits and dice bags that day if I don't get them finished off air. If I do get them finished, then I'll work on cat pillows on Wednesday. I think it should be just one day. Maybe. But I'll know by Tuesday. Marley! Hi. So, yeah. So if there's anything else at all that you guys want me to fit into my schedule, show you how to do, what to do, anything that I do, let me know. I know. You're such a good boy. So, yeah. So that's it. So I will see you tomorrow if you want to see binding at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. to noon. I'm doing that tomorrow. And as always, this video and the one from Wednesday, I haven't done that one yet. I've got to put that one up. The one from Wednesday, I will get up into YouTube so you can watch them. You can go back through and watch anything that you want to see. I know, you're so cute. You are so stinking cute. I love you. He's just kind of looking at me. He's kind of laying there like, oh. So, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I will be back in the morning.